So recently, Offset had a daddy-daughter date night for the Little Mermaid premiere with Chloe Bailey and Holly Bailey, and he brought his two daughters, Culture, who was 4, and Kalea, who is 8. And it was a beautiful night. They had their beautiful gowns on and everything, and they were celebrating the new black Little Mermaid. But the thing that got me was that both of the daughters had red hair, and I don't know if the hair was dyed red or if it was like a temporary type thing, but and this is not an attack on the kids. Like, they was beautiful. Don't get me wrong. And I know how kids can be. They were probably begging for the red hair because it's a signature thing of the Little Mermaid. But it just, for me, it was a bit much. It was a little too grown for me. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, once again, it's not an attack on the kids, but it's just, we know Cardi B for wearing the bright, vibrant shades of every wig and every hair dye that there can be. And so obviously when I saw it on the kids, I was just like, too young. 4 and 8 to me is just too young. But there's some doctors that agree with it as well. Like this one doctor right here. I really don't think it's safe to dye or bleach a child's hair until after puberty, and ideally not until their late teens, at least 16, advises Dr. Sejal Shai, I think, MD, a New York-based dermatologist surgeon. Here's the deal. Children tend to have much finer hair than adults, and since hair dye and bleach can be damaging, a child's immature hair is much more susceptible to damage. Because kids' hair go through so many changes, birth to puberty, Dr. Shai warns that their hair and skin, for that matter, are more sensitive and therefore more likely to experience reactions. It's just, for the health of their hair also is huge, I think, because a lot of black women, we know, we seen the Chris Rock's documentary. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's called Good Hair or Bad Hair, but it was a good documentary. I forget the name of it, but but it was about the stress that black folk go through, that black folks put on their hair in trying to emulate other races, silkiness. It's a certain look, straight look and curly look that that black folk don't naturally have. So they go through a lot. Black women trying to, and white women too. A lot. I mean, women of all shades and colors definitely be in there getting their hair fried, dyed, and laid to the side. So this is not just a black woman thing, but we know it is an epidemic in the black community, and black women spend a lot of money on their hair, and that's cool, but we do know the damages that does as well. It gets to the point where some women go through so much with their hair that, I mean, it's almost to the point where they can't even wear their real hair as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to kind of always cover it up because some women damage it so much putting it through stuff like this, the dyeing and doing so much different type of stuff. It's a lot of chemicals in this stuff that be frying our head. You know what I'm saying? The same chemicals that they use to perm our hair and all of that. I mean, the dude did an experiment in the Chris Rock documentary where it disintegrated the can. You understand what I'm saying? It's strong stuff, man. Strong stuff. Like right here where they talk about the red. These reactions can be caused by the natural contents of the hair products. These chemicals are harsh and can damage hair, explains Dr. Margarita Lolis, MD, a board-certified dermatologist. Ammonia hydrogen peroxide, a chemical known as, I ain't even about to say that, it's commonly used in permanent hair dye, can cause very bad reactions. Plus, the chemicals can alter texture of your child's hair. It's known that these chemicals can be very strong, and that is what it is. I hope in this case that they went with like a temporary dye. It was something that was brought up here. That is, if you absolutely had to dye your child's hair for whatever reason, because they was begging you and crying and snotting at the nose, then you could go with temporary curlers that just coat the hair shaft and do not penetrate as a dye would. In that case, it wouldn't be as harmful. But for me, it was more so just the look of it. It was yes, the health of the hair and this, that, and other, but it was more so we know what goes along with how we view women that present with these hairstyles and the red hair and the this, that, and the other. I like when women look good with they different colored hairs and all of that, but I'm just gonna say it's not. It seems to be more of a fun girl type of look, to put it nicely. City girl type of look is usually with these like bright wigs and stuff like that tend to give off. And don't put words in my mouth. I'm not using the city girl term towards the kids. And let me reiterate, the kids were beautiful. They had wonderful gowns on. It was a wonderful day for them. I hope they had a blast. But it was just for me, Offset and Cardi dyeing the kids' hair or whatever. It came off a little too grown for me. Like I don't think the kids is ready for that side of the game. Like just not only can it damage their hair, but then just starting at this age of that look is just for me too grown. And it kind of adds to it when parents kind of give in and let the kids emulate so many grown things, or maybe put them on. Parents have a thing of wanting the kids to be just like them. And so I don't know if this was that case, but obviously I know the kids see Cardi and all these different hairstyles and hairdos and probably want to be like mommy, you know? And take that however you want to take it, but I would say I hope they take to the more good side of mommy than the other WAP side of mommy. But it's hard to separate the two sometimes if that's hopefully they try to keep the kids, and I do think Cardi try to keep the kids out of the mix as far as her career. I don't think she'd be trying to immerse them in her music and her career and all of that, but they can't help but see it. And I think this was from a place of the kids just wanted to be Little Mermaid, this type of stuff. But then you mix that with them seeing mommy and all these different type of hairstyles and all that stuff. So it just made sense for them to do this. But for me, um, if I had a daughter, I definitely wouldn't want to. And this was a beautiful moment, daddy-daughter day, like this with the babies and he having a good time. But for me, definitely, I would be, and I know hair can be a difficult thing with, parents out here. Like mother may feel this way and they want the kids' hair to be this way. The father may feel differently, and that can be a big thing. And just saying, for me, if I was a father, I think if showing up and seeing my daughter, 4-year-old or 8-year-old with some red hair, that would be a bit much for me. I feel like you're doing too much, getting the kids started on the path is too grown for me personally. But we're still gonna end it with love though. Cardi and Offset had the babies looking beautiful in their dresses, and the daddy-daughter moment. We can never see enough of that. Of daddies loving our daughters and being in their lives and showing them how to be beautiful, well-grounded women. You know what I'm saying? So gotta love that. Gotta look. Shout out to the Little Mermaid. I want to see it and see how it turned out. It looks like it's gonna be good. And don't take my criticism too hardly, ladies and parents. We still love all y'all for trying to be the best parents that y'all can be. We all learn every day, so it is what it is. But it's still all love at the end of the day. It's your boy Pete Camp. Tell me what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.